What's going on, everybody? In today's video, I'm going to be looking at the remaining 4 songs on the debut album from the band Heal the Hurt. We're looking at the songs, we're looking at the lyrics, all of that coming right up, so stick around. All right, everybody. Well, I hope that you're having a beautiful day so far. My name is Adam Castro. This is Sanctify Studios, where I like to create and examine content with a sanctifying and biblical perspective. And I like to focus and highlight those artists who are being intentional about creating sanctifying and biblical content. So if that's something that you're interested in, then you can do me a huge favor. You can go ahead and leave this video a thumbs up. You can subscribe to the channel, and you can hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified when new videos arrive. This channel is very heavily focused on Christian rock and metal because I actually have a band called Classic Disaster. That's a Christian metalcore band. And I was just raised in the Christian rock and metal community. And so while I do react to things that are outside of those genres, a little bit of contemporary, a little bit of hip hop here and there, I've got a long list of new releases that are definitely that Christian rock and metal stuff. And so I'm taking priority with that. I'm making sure I get through that list. I actually got through a lot of those bands and a lot of those releases in the last video, an hour and a half's worth of content just listening to Christian rock and metal. So if that's something that you're into, I think you'll feel right at home here. That video almost didn't come out. Man, it's an hour and a half worth of content, and then one of the files that OBS exported did not work. The file was corrupted. I was like, no. All of that time reacting, no, and I don't like redoing videos. And at that point, when you've done an hour and a half, it's like it would feel so fake to have to redo it and go back and all that stuff. But thankfully, there was a secondary file that was also saved, and I was able to salvage it and send it out. So I'm really glad that was able to happen. So that's the kind of stuff that I do here. And if you would like for me to check out some bands, and if you want to share what your favorite band is, some stuff that you've been listening to, then go ahead, leave a comment down below. I love to answer comments in the comment section. To me, like, Christian rock and metal is my family, my community. So if you want to talk new releases, if you want to talk, any of the songs that we'll be talking about today, or go over to some previous videos. If you have an opinion about certain songs, have any questions about other songs and messages, all that stuff, go over to those videos, comment over there, and I will respond as best as possible. And yeah. All right, guys, in today's video, we are going to be looking at the rest of the songs on Trevor Tyson's band's Heal the Hurt album. Really cool that this was an album, by the way. I'm really glad that it was. Sometimes you'll get a new band that's coming out, and nowadays everything is just all about the singles and all about the EPs. But it's really special when you get an album that has a really synonymous message, and it's all kind of geared under the same theme. And I really feel like that has been this album with all the singles that we've already gotten. And so I'm excited to dive into the rest of the songs. Trevor Tyson, by the way, happy birthday. I think I saw that you turned 27, so that's awesome, man. And what a birthday present to see, the debut album come out, to get all of the reactions. In every community, when you see someone held up the way that Trevor Tyson is held up by this Christian rock and metal community, when you see someone so loved, it's only a testament to the kind of people that they are, the kind of work that God has done in their lives, what God has done in them and through them. And so it's awesome to see God just lift up Trevor during this time, during his album release and his birthday and all this fun stuff. So go, we're going to talk about the music. We're going to talk about Heal the Hurt, but definitely go check out Trevor Tyson and all the content that he's created. He's had a podcast. He's Transparent Media. He's the founder of that. He does so much for this community. He does so much for the family of Christian rock and metal. He's just an awesome dude. So I'm excited to dive into this music. We're going to get right into it. There's 4 new songs on the rest of this album. And the first one is S.O.S, Suffocating on Sorrow. So let's go ahead and dive into it. Here's Suffocating on Sorrow, S.O.S by Heal the Hurt. Beautiful start here.
Where's my voice tonight? These thoughts are spinning out.
Love the vulnerability here in the vocals.
Coming down, I fall apart, I fall apart. I think I found a way out, but this still feels safe and sound. If the light can't reach me now, this house is burning down, and I don't hear a thing. These words lost to the crowds. These voices inside my head are too loud, but the pain is all we'll ever know, and it'll never let go, never let go. 'Cause we're trying to heal the heart.
Damn.
Scars under my skin, just a fading pulsating the soul within. Can't you see I'm drowning, sinking deeper? Like a burning field of dreams.
So epic.
Suffocating all my sorrow, medicated for tomorrow. My reality is straining as the seams. No promise of tomorrow, shattered under broken dreams.
Oof.
Reaching out to you, God save me now. Every scar, every stitch, everything I feel is leading to a hopeless nightmare. I can't do this on my own. No, without you, God, I need you now.
Oof. Man, already off to an amazing start with this opening song. I love that it starts off the way that it does with the piano, with the soft music, and it slowly builds and builds. You're really setting the tone for the emotional state of where this is coming from. Very vulnerable. I love even the visualizer here. It looks like it's raining. It looks like it's raining. It looks like there's different kind of images there that are just moving to make it almost look like rain, but it just looks very vulnerable. You've got the album artwork, which is insane. Like it's this colorful bird that's been shot down by arrows. It's really gory. It's really like, you know, it doesn't look pretty. You could tell that this was a beautiful bird and it just got attacked, and it almost even looks burned, and the colors are smeared, and you know, right cut through the heart with this arrow, damaged, right? Like you feel the pain of what this bird has gone through, and the fact that it's a bird too, like something that was flying and now maybe can't, right? But there's hope that it may fly again, and all of these different kind of imageries that you can come up with from just this one picture. But it's so vulnerable. Such a bird's a fragile thing, right? And so it's just, there's jam-packed a bunch of metaphors and feelings there. You could feel like this bird emotionally, and again, the music and the lyrics and everything just really complements the imagery, or the imagery complements the music and the lyrics in that way. So just a really great piece of image and artwork there for what this band and what this song and album are trying to communicate. Let's go ahead and dive into some of these lyrics. Really thankful that these are here, by the way. Let me see if there's any words there. All right, cool. All right, so let's dive into these lyrics, because there's some really vulnerable lines here. Where's my voice tonight? These thoughts are spinning out, and I'm not coming down. I fall apart. I fall apart. Right, feeling like you don't have a voice, feeling vulnerable, feeling weak. I'm falling apart. Right, I'm not coming down. They're spinning out, and I'm not coming down. So all those different feelings. Oops, I think the video ended. I'm gonna back it up real quick. That's what I get for leaving the video on. So already you got some vulnerable lyrics there from those opening lines. Just get us back there. Like I always say in these videos, so professional. I'm so professional here. Okay. Going back to the second line here. I think I found a way out. I think I found a way out. So I almost wonder if this is either talking about something that is a true way out, right? Like something that is helpful, or I think I found a way out could even just be like an empty way out, right? When you're chasing ways to heal, when you're chasing the fixes that make you feel better, but ultimately don't fix the wounds, right? Like, I think I found a way out, but this hell feels safe and sound. If the light can reach me now, this house is burning down. So like there is, I think of that one NF song, the NF song Happy, like I don't even know what things would look like if I were to be happy. I don't know what I would look like or who I would be without this pain, without this feeling. That's the kind of feeling I'm getting from that line there of, I think I found a way out, but this hell feels safe and sound. Like maybe it feels safe to feel like I'm a victim of my emotions or a victim of this pain. It feels safe there because then I don't have to try, because then I don't have to worry about failing. Then I don't have to worry about having hope and then having that hope be lost, being disappointed by not overcoming it. This hell feels safe and sound. Like I'm just going to stay here. If the light can reach me now, this house is burning down. I almost think that's kind of a line of like, if the light can reach me, if hope finds me now, then where I'm at right now just has to go. Like this house is burning down. This home that I've made in this pain, this home that I've made in this sorrow, is going to have to burn down. I'm going to have to leave this forever. Like I'm going to have to move on from that. If I'm going to hold on to hope, then I need to make sure that I hold on to it and never let it go. I'm not going to come back to this if I hold on to hope. I'm either staying in this, I'm either staying in this pain and sorrow, or I'm staying hopeful, and I got to choose one or the other. Because to choose hope, but then to have one foot in the sorrow, I might as well just stay in the sorrow, right? But if I stay in the sorrow, then I'm never going to feel better. I'm never going to get out of this pain. I'm never going to get out of this hell. I don't hear a thing. These words were lost to the crowd. These voices inside my head are too loud, but the pain is all we'll ever know, and it'll never let go, because we're all trying to heal the hurt. Yeah. Feelings being loud in our heads, right? Like when we go through these things alone, even when you do try to tell people, even when you do try to tell your friends and family, even when you do give little hints, those hints aren't always picked up on, and people don't check on you, and people don't care like you want them to care, or even care the way that you might expect for them to care when you do communicate with some specificity, like, hey, I'm really struggling with depression, or hey, I'm really struggling with fear and sorrow and pain and all these different things. Like even when you go out of your way to say that, you're not always met with people coming to you and checking up on you and saying like, oh yeah, you're dealing. I don't know why. I really don't know why, but like we don't treat that seriously enough. We don't treat that seriously enough to our friends and family and the people in our churches and the people in our groups, the people that we work with. Like those are real emotions, and those have real consequences in people's lives. And they could tell us that, and we'd be like, oh wow, yeah, that's deep, right? And then when you leave, it's like, oh, that was deep, crazy. And then you go back to your life. But they don't come out of that. They're not going back. That is their life when they're experiencing those emotions. And so we have to do better. We have to do better about that, and not just letting that go in one ear and out the other, but receiving it and being there for those people. The pain is all we'll ever know, and it'll never let go because we're all trying to heal the hurt. The scars under my skin. That was such a great line. The scars under my skin, not on my skin, under my skin. Just a failing pulse draining the soul within. Can't you see I'm drowning, sinking deeper? I can barely feel a thing. Suffocating on my sorrow, medicating for tomorrow. My reality's tearing at the seams. No promise of tomorrow, shattered under broken dreams. So again, this is kind of like that same idea, right? If I'm putting my hope in something, but it keeps failing me and I keep drowning, I'm reaching and trying to swim for the surface, but I'm drowning, and I'm numbing that sorrow with medication just so that I can get to tomorrow. My reality's tearing at the seams. That can either just be like, I don't even know what is real anymore, or because of the medications, because of how you're doing life, how you're trying to cope, is this the new reality, right? Like, is this how you're going to live the rest of your life? Or is there something outside of this that you can continue to hope for? But again, shattered under broken dreams, like you have the hope, but then it doesn't end up panning out because the pain is still there, and the hurt is still there. And so like we get discouraged by that and end up continuing in that cycle. That's why there's scars, right? The scars still remain in the midst of all of that pain and sorrow, because we can put our hope in something that will fail. Heal the hurt. You're the scars underneath my skin. And so in light of all that, we get this kind of different perspective here. I'm reaching out to you, God, save me now. And then this other voice, right? Just a failing pulse draining the soul within. Every scar, every stitch, everything I feel is leading to a hopeless nightmare. Can't you see that I'm drowning? I'm sinking deeper. I can't do this on my own, not without you. Heal the hurt. God, I need you now. So this song is a prayer to God, saying, I've tried to put hope in other things, and I keep drowning. I'm continuing to go down this spiral, and I continue to lose control and feel this pain, suffocating, right? Suffocating on my sorrow. The drowning is in the sorrow, suffocating on the sorrow. But the S.O.S is a cry for help and a prayer to God, and saying, God, I need you to be the one that's pulling me out. I need you to be the one who heals the hurt, because you're the only one who can actually heal that hurt. If we go to anything else, if we go like, I've talked about this before, that like there is beautiful work and ministry in helping people with their depression and with their anxiety and with their emotional distress and with everything that they deal with, and helping them to live another day. Like, that's a beautiful ministry to have. Like, we want to keep people alive. We want to keep people hoping for tomorrow. We want to keep people continuing to fight for their life, because their life is valuable. They're loved, they're cherished, and we want to see them thrive, and we want to see them get better and see the value even in their own lives to continue. And on the same token, and then with the other hand, it's like, we also know that people fail us and we fail ourselves, and we can hope in ourselves and we can hope in things, but ultimately that hope will fail because we're humans and we're human beings and we're fallible, and the only one who's not going to fail us is God. And so hand in hand with the ministry of like fighting to help people know how valuable they are, fighting to be there with people in their hurt, I think it's great that this isn't a, hit you in the face with the Bible kind of thing, but this is just a reminder that God is the one who can heal the hurt. And so it's a prayer, it's a personal prayer to God. And that, just as an example, God, I need you now. I need you to heal this hurt in me. And as believers, like we need to sit with people in their pain. We need to be there for them. We need to help them live another day. We need to help see that they have value, that they're loved, that they're seen, that they could be understood, that we want to walk with them through that in their lives. But hand in hand, we also need to tell them about the one who can actually heal the hurt and heal it for eternity. And I love that different perspective was put here at the end of the song. Great song, man. Great opener for the album. I love it. Let's move on to the next one. And I I'm so sorry if I talk too much, you guys. I know you guys know. You guys know I talk too much all the time, so. But these are just really good songs. I'm going to go back and then go to this next one because I think, let me see their playlist. There you go. That way we can do this in order. All right. So the next song that we've got is Forgiving the Sickness. Forgiving the Sickness by Heal the Hurt. Let's check it out. Nice energy. Ooh, drums are moving.
You couldn't brace for the impact, and the fire consumed you whole. I've searched for meaning in this chaos, but you've simply lost control. Your feathers fluttered away some lead, taken by a broken thread, gasping on thin air, breathing in despair.
Nice.
We tried to help you when no one else was there. We looked on and watched you fall, free fall from thin air. Who can you look at me to say?
Great vocals there.
Forgiven the sadness, forgiven the sickness, is breaking my conscience. So turn up and noiseless. Forgiven the sadness, couldn't brace for the impact. Couldn't brace for the impact. Shattered remains and you embrace the pain. You couldn't brace for the impact. You go down in flames, nothing will be the same.
Moving again.
You couldn't brace for the impact, and the fire consumed you whole. Search for a meaning in this chaos, but you've simply lost control. Who can you
Great job. I love the change in the vibe, right? From going fast and heavy to this more moving, groovy part. What are we getting?
When the dust settles, your lungs fight to breathe. Let your clenched fists unfold. Speak the truth through your bloodstained teeth.
Nice.
There's only one cure for the hate. Speak love or seal your fate. There's only one cure for the hate. Speak love or seal your
Ooh, nice. Oh,
I won't go down in flames. Bring forgiveness. Lord, break these chains. I won't go down in flames. Lord, break these chains.
nice. Really great job. Another great song, great energy all the way through the song. Like I was saying, I love the change in the vibe from that fast and heavy going to a more grooving kind of part. I love that you're throwing that in to kind of change the feel of the song. You're changing the vocals as well in the fast and heavy parts. There's almost this like Demon Hunter-esque kind of vocal there, and that was really cool. And then the chorus comes in, and then we've got vocals sound a little more like Architects, right? That yell, scream, that pitched yell, and really great job with that. Confessions of a Traitor kind of style, really, really, really great job with that. Definitely a different vibe, right? Because I think with Heal the Hurt, you have a lot of flavors of metalcore, because we've got Trevor's clean vocals. We've got another set of clean vocals. That's like in the last song, definitely more the wage war kind of vibe for the clean vocals. But then we've got these screams, and as you can hear, right, we've got that fast kind of scream. We've got low screams. We've got the high pitched screams. So you've got a lot of different flavors here, which is great because that means that it's going to connect with a lot of different people. And I know that for me, I don't lean towards the super, super heavy deathcore kind of stuff. And so with a band like this, with vocals like this, with harsh vocals like this, it's awesome to get that flavor within a song where it's not all that. You just get different flavors of everything. So it's really going to connect with a lot of different people, and that's really cool. Let's go ahead and look at the lyrics of this one. And I think I got some of the message of this one too, but let's check this out. You couldn't brace for the impact, and the fire consumed you whole. I've searched for a meaning in this chaos, but you simply lost control. So being consumed by fire, so something happening to you, right? Impact, consumed by fire, losing control, searching for meaning in chaos, right? So this is happening to you, and you couldn't brace for impact. So we're a victim of what's happened to us here, right? Your feathers fluttered on the wings of lead. Your feathers fluttered on the wings of lead. Desperate hands hanging by a broken thread. So we get that image there with the bird, right? Your feathers fluttered on the wings of lead. Desperate hands hanging by a broken thread. So obviously vulnerable here, and losing hope, right? Losing control, losing hope, gasping on thin air, breaking in despair. I wonder if this is kind of like, I'll keep reading and then I'll see if that thought tracks. The thought that I had, let's see if it tracks. I only tried to help you when no one else was there. We looked on and watched you fall, free fall from thin air. How can you look at me the same when you've tarnished my name? Forgiving the sickness, it's breaking my conscience, so torn up and heartless, forgiving the sickness. You couldn't brace for the impact, shattered remains, and you embraced the pain. You didn't brace for the impact, you'll go down in flames, nothing will be the same. You couldn't brace for the impact, and the fire consumed you whole. I've searched for meaning in this chaos, but you simply lost control. Okay. Gasping on thin air, breathing in despair. Can you look at me? Okay. Same set of lyrics there. When the dust settles and your lungs fight to breathe, let your clenched fist unfold. Speak the truth through your blood-stained teeth. There's only one cure for the hate. Speak love or seal your fate. I won't go down in flames. Bring forgiveness. Lord, break these chains. I feel like this is giving us some context to the artwork here about, the feathers, wings of lead, gasping for air, bracing for the impact. I almost think of a bird running into a window, right? Like bracing for the impact. Were you ready for this? Were you ready for what you couldn't see or didn't choose to see when people were telling you, warning you? We told you, right? This is almost a contrast too. It's like, I only tried to help you when no one else was there. We looked and we watched you fall, free fall from thin air, right? I think there's another line in here that says, I've searched for meaning in this chaos, but you simply lost control. So kind of these contrasting, like, there is a danger, right? But you can make the most of it and you can try to find meaning in the chaos, or you just aimlessly go and you're going to crash into something within that chaos. You're going to become a victim of the impact, right? If you're not intentional, I almost feel like this is a song that's saying, if you're not intentional about how you live, if you're not intentional about looking for hope and looking for love, right? At the end of the song, he's saying, bring forgiveness, Lord, break these chains, speak love or seal your fate, right? There's only one cure for the hate, speak love or seal your fate. I think this is an encouragement, and I could be wrong. I get a lot of these wrong sometimes, but I think this is an encouragement to in the chaos of this life where you are going to let yourself down and people are going to let you down and things are going to happen to you and bad things will happen, right? Even the Bible says that, what does Jesus say? He's tragedy will happen, or you will face trials. Yeah, you will face trials on this earth, right? Like there's going to be bad things that happen either because of you, because of the people around you, or just because the world has sin in it. And so you either give in to that chaos and let the fire consume you, and you don't brace for impact, and you just let it make you sick with hate, or make you sick with hopelessness and weakness and all the things that can happen, right? Because from that, you could fall into depression, you can fall into anxiety, you can fall into fear, you can get addicted to something, you can think that you're worthless, you can think that it's all your fault, right? Like you could be a victim of all those different things. And it will destroy you from the inside out. You will suffocate. You will fight to breathe, right? You either give in to all of that, or you live intentionally trying to find meaning within the chaos, choosing love, choosing to forgive the sickness, right? Forgive the sickness in yourself, forgive the sickness in other people, forgive the sickness even in the world, and then ask God to help you with what you're struggling with, right? At the end there, again, I love that there's this perspective. I won't go down in flames. Bring forgiveness, Lord, break these chains, right? Like, and again, whether this is my fault, whether this is someone else's, I really try to frame this way because I've said this in multiple videos that sin, right? Sin is a huge problem. Sin is the reason why all of the bad things happen. And sin is not just this enemy, this thing, this being, right? Like sin is us missing the mark. It's going away from the intention of God. And so we can go away from the intention of God. We can miss the mark. Other people can miss the mark, and that can affect us in a negative way. And then just because there's sin in the world, there's bad things that are going to happen that were not God's intention, that were not what God's plan was for you. It's not God's will. And he may use those things in his plan, but it wasn't his will. It wasn't what he wanted. It wasn't the way that he designed us and wanted us to live in harmony with him. And so I do frame it this way because I want you to know as a listener, like not everything is your fault, but also not everything is other people's fault, and not everything is just the world's fault. Okay. Like there's this, it's a little bit of everything. There are things that are your fault, and there are things that are other people's fault, and there are things that are the world's fault. And I think that this song is just an encouragement that in the midst of that chaos, don't fight to try to like to be angry at yourself for the sin that you have, and don't fight to be angry at other people for the sin that they have, the sickness that they have, or hate the world because there's sickness in the world and there's sin in the world. Don't choose to hate these people and yourself for that reason, but choose to forgive, choose to love, and choose to fight for finding meaning within that chaos. Choose to fight to pray and ask God to break the chains, the chains that keep you continuing to sin, because you can have freedom in Christ to choose not to sin, right? And you can have freedom in Christ to choose to love your enemies and pray for them, the people who may be sinning and that affecting you, right? And you can choose to have love for the world, breaking the chains of resentment that you might have for the world because of any bad thing that's ever happened to you or bad that you've seen in the world, right? We fight to forgive and to love and to have God break those chains within us so that we can have freedom to love and freedom to forgive and freedom to look for meaning in the chaos. I feel like that's what this song is trying to say. So speak love or seal your fate, right? You have to choose this. You have to choose this every single day, because otherwise, yes, you will seal your fate. You will be consumed in the fire. You will lose hope. You will drown in that sorrow. You will succumb to that chaos. And that's not what God wants. That's not what we want. That's not what Heal the Hurt wants, right? If we want to heal the hurt, then we have to choose love and choose forgiveness and ask God to break those chains. So great song. I hope that if that's the message of it, then awesome. If not, then Trevor, let me know in the comments. But great song. And again, great energy there. Loved it. We're moving on to the next song. What's the next song's name? Thieves in the Night. All right. Thieves in the Night. Awesome. Great title. And I love too, by the way, this is just a small little thing. These when you've released singles as a band, I've noticed that a lot of the bands will do it this way, where they will release their singles and then the rest of the songs are like track 1 and then track 9 and 10, right? The songs you've already heard are in the middle. And I love that Heal the Hurt decided to put all these new songs in the front, because like it's just really cool. It's like you're actually getting to enjoy an album that you haven't heard before, and it feels fresh and it feels new. And then by the time you hit the back half of the album, it's like, oh, I know these ones, so like I'm already into it, right? So it builds momentum because you've already heard those songs. So it's cool that all these new songs are at the front end, and then we got one in the back end. So good decision. I like that. Let's check the song out. Here's Thieves in the Night by Heal the Hurt. Oh, man. Ooh, that bass. Love it. Great clean vocals here. Love the heaviness of this song. So good. Great long scream here, man. So good. Nice transition. Great emotion coming through those vocals. Ooh. It's either a guitar or a synth that's coming through. It sounds great. Maybe like a whammy pedal. so good. Yeah, a heavy song. Love the feel of the song. Super heavy, but then had that really cool clean vocal part, bringing it back to that kind of wage war clean vocal style, which is beautiful, and definitely did a great job of like contrasting this anger and aggression in the verses with this vulnerable emotional chorus. I know I've said this before, but I've struggled with always, like, when I felt angry at something or at someone, especially if it's someone that I love. I'm not really angry for that long, because I end up getting sad that I'm so angry, because I don't like feeling angry. I don't like that emotion. I don't ever want to feel like that's something I want to feed. And so maybe that's why I love metalcore, because there's that feeling is so prevalent in metalcore, because you've got angry, aggressive verses, right? I'm mad because of this, I'm angry that this happened. And then it's like the chorus comes in. It's like, why, God, does this happen? Like it's like, why do I have to be angry at this? Like, why does this happen? Why does it happen to me? Why are they doing it? Like it's a beautiful contrasting kind of like anger, but then sadness that you feel that anger. And this song just kind of captures that so well. And it's just really cool. Screaming vocals, even a little bit different here. We felt like this was more of a Amongst the Giants kind of sound, which was really cool. We've got some growls in there, adding some suspense in the song and showing like, hey, I'm angry, man. It's like I got something to growl at. And then the breakdowns, so good. This song was just so much fun. Let's go ahead and check out these lyrics. Sounds like this was an angry one, so I imagine there's going to be some angry lyrics in here. Okay. Oh, sorry, guys. Again, so professional. There we go. I'm doing this on my MacBook, and so when you swipe a little too hard and then it ends up taking you back to the previous page. It's happened a lot, unfortunately, but here we go. Excavate my mind, searching for what's sacred, but all I find is a hollow place where dreams once lived. Oof. Excavate my mind, searching for what's sacred, but all I find is a hollow place where dreams once lived. False promises from those who love to boast. I'm just a ghost to your memory with a knife to my throat. Man. So obviously disappointment here, right? Like you've had dreams of something, you had hopes of something, whether it was the trust you had in a relationship, hopes that something would happen, hopes that someone would pull through, or even just like we've talked about with these other songs, right? Hope that this would help heal the hurt. Hope that this would be the answer, right? I think I found it, but it didn't end up being that thing, which honestly could even be a relationship. And it could be people will use a relationship to try to heal the pain that they feel, or use success, or use the promises that people give them to heal the hurt that's within them, right? As a form of self-medicating, right? But this is kind of like saying, hey, I tried that with somebody or something, and now you can excavate my mind. You'll search for something that was sacred that I've held on to, but all you're going to find is a hollow place where my dreams once lived, because now those dreams don't live there anymore because they've been lost. False promises from those who love to boast, who maybe said that they would do this, said that they could do this, but I'm just a ghost to your memory with a knife to my throat. It breaks my heart and I wish I could erase it, the constant God complex in their faces. Breaks my heart and I wish I could erase it, the constant God complex in their faces. Because it's blind leading the blind, fallen from grace with a sword severed spine. I won't be manipulated. I won't be molded into your dream, a manufactured corporate nightmare devoid of truth with a soul to redeem. I almost feel like this is kind of, one of those things where I think of a constant God complex, and then it's blind leading the blind. Great for today reference, by the way. It's I'm getting the vibe that this is kind of speaking to how the church will take someone who has success in musicianship or success in anything really and say, oh, you're going to be our champion, right? You're going to be the one who goes out into the world and is able to evangelize to all the metal people, right? Or all of the people within the world. And so, yeah, they're our champion, right? And sure, we'll listen to your the things that you're struggling with, but really we want you to act like us and do what we want you to do. And as long as you don't step outside of that, or as long as you don't show your imperfections or don't talk too much about this or that, then we'll continue lifting you up. We'll continue promoting you, right? With a lot of bands, you've heard this from a lot of ex-Christian bands, right? Who are like, well, we were touring and then the churches wouldn't pay us, or we saw the hypocrisy, what was really happening behind closed doors, or, the big, one of the things that I've really followed over the years was Aaron Gillespie's, from Under Oath, his story, and how after he had gotten a divorce, all the radio stations dropped him, and a lot of his friends and people who used to be close with him when he was doing worship music and doing Christian music just ended up ghosting him. And he was like, what the heck? Like, I thought the church was supposed to be there for people when they're going through this kind of stuff. But as soon as you do something like get a divorce, or as soon as you do something that they don't agree with or that doesn't fit their mold, right? Then they just shun you and they cast you out. And that happens far too often, like this is definitely, that's kind of what I'm getting, like this constant God complex in their faces, because it's a blind leading the blind, fallen from grace, with a sword severed spine, almost like the truth of God's word proves that none of us, think of like as cities burn, right? Nobody's back is straight. Underneath it, nobody's back is straight, right? The truth shows us that we have nothing to hold ourselves up on. We are not upright on our own, and no one is fully upright. No one has a straight back, a straight spine, right? The truth of God's word severs our spine, to where it shows the proof that we're all sinners and we're all in need of a savior. And so, like, that's the kind of vibe I'm getting from these lyrics. I won't be manipulated, and I won't be molded into your dream. I'm going to talk about the things I want to talk about. I'm going to be the kind of person that God has called me to be. I'm not going to fake that I'm not struggling with these things. I'm not going to be a fake person just so that I can be a manufactured corporate nightmare, devoid of truth, devoid of the reality that I'm going through this kind of stuff, right? Devoid of truth with a soul to redeem. Yeah, I think that's the kind of vibe that I'm getting from these lyrics. With a knife to my throat, like you won't see success unless you do it the way that we want you to do it. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting from those lyrics. So I could be wrong, but that's just kind of how it's connecting with me. Beware the dream robber, the thief in the night, building up their empire with the fading light, a palace of stolen dreams and a castle of lies, their gold fists held high with deceit-filled eyes. Again, that to me, again, is like there's an empire being built under that manipulation, an empire being built under that corporate nightmare of just the dream robber, right? Like you're not going to be able to be who you want to be and fully be yourself. You have to be the way they want you to be. And this empire has a fading light. It's continually being watered down. The truth is almost nowhere to be found. A palace of stolen dreams, castles of lies. And greed, right? Their gold fists held high, deceit filled with their eyes. Just greed, focused only on the profit, focused only on the success to building their own empire. When everything of worth is taken from me, don't you forget the words that I'm going to say. The darkness will never take the light away, and I'll never let down this flame. You'll see no ounce of gold will ever buy my name. Yeah, so like again, I feel like this is talking about not wanting to be manipulated by someone who's trying to use you for their own gain and for their own profit, and are willing to make you compromise so that they can get that profit. And this is a statement of just saying like, hey, you know, I'm not going to compromise who I am. I'm not going to compromise my integrity. I'm not going to compromise the ministry that God's called me to do, that God's put me here to do, and this passion that I have. I'm not going to sell myself out, because I know that God has given me this calling, or God has given me this passion. God's given me this flame, and I'm not going to compromise that because of you and because of what you think and what you want me to do. The darkness will never take the light away, right? If God is calling me to do this the right way, then there's going to be a way for me to do it the right way, and I can walk forward in that, and God's going to bless it. I'm tired of the lies, deceptive words, the crooked smiles. Keep adding fuel. You'll never learn. Ignite the fire. Watch me burn, right? Just, again, fueling the flame of like, you know, you think I'm not going to make it, or you think I'm not going to be able to do this, but this is only going to fuel that flame to allow me to do it and allow me to push even harder to make it happen. They lure you into their trench with promises of success, but beneath the surface lies a trap that leaves you in distress. Yeah. Whew. Beware the dream robber, the thief in the night, building their empire while laughing behind your backs. Yeah. A palace of stolen dreams, a castle of lies. Their wax hands held high with deceit filled eyes. So fake, you know, they're fake. There's no substance. There's no realness to who they are. I won't be a victim of their game. I have the power to choose. Unearth the strength within yourself. Protect your dreams and refuse to lose. Yeah, this could be a song about manipulation from the church. This could be a song about manipulation from record labels. This could be a song about manipulation from relationships. But yeah, this is definitely a song about like choosing to not compromise who you are and what God has called you to do for the sake of with the sake of passing that along to someone who's making these empty promises, who's fake, whose only focuses on greed, whose only focuses on themselves and building up their empire. You hear this story a lot with record labels, right? They'll talk a big game. They'll say that you're going to sell all this stuff. You're going to be able to do all these things. Just join us and do this, and we'll set you up and we'll hook you up. And then as soon as you don't make the sales, or even if you do make the sales, then they're like, yeah, we're going to end up charging you this much. And hey, all that stuff that we did for you, you kind of have to pay us back for it, and you won't own your music. And we've got this big contract that actually binds you to do what we want you to do instead of what you want to do. And you just end up selling yourself, and they benefit from it. So you definitely want to make sure that you stay away from stuff like that, that you use discernment with who you partner with, use discernment with who you align yourself with. And yeah, it's just a great song that just talks about that, coming from an angry place, because it sucks to get cheated. You know, it sucks to have someone want to use your name for their own benefit and not really care about you, or not really want what's best for you, or not want you to be the one who's able to like do what God has called you to do, who isn't sensitive to that. Like, it sucks when that happens. So yeah, you definitely need to be careful to not align yourself with those kind of people or fall into that kind of a trap. Thieves in the Night, man, great song. Great fun song, heavy, good stuff, man. All right, I think we got one more. We got one more song. And let me see if it's in here, because I know it's yeah. All right, we checked out all the other ones. So if you are listening to this or watching this and you want my opinion on the other songs, I did other reactions for Where Our Hearts Divide and Ruin, which were in some more recent videos. That was the Rock Against Traffic video, so you can check that out. And then a little while back did a reaction for Withering, so I already reacted to those songs. Great songs, great, awesome songs, so go check that out. And we'll go ahead and check out the last song on the album here, Alone. Oh man, if it's starting off like that, I thought it was gonna be a slow song. But let's check out Alone by Heal the Hurt. Let's do it. Definitely not a slow song.
My joy from each day is passed away. When my sorrow fades to pain, I'll never get back to where I came.
Great melody here.
Into oblivion, cast my fate to the wayside.
Strong bass too.
Pain will never
Love that guitar tone in the song. Powerful chorus there. That's so good. Oof.
So drag me down. Welcome the emptiness that I breathing at the walls. I won't break, I won't be your wounded vessel.
Oh man.
My souls will settle. If I were happy, would I be me? Bury my hopelessness security.
Great vocal performance there, man. So good. Oof. So good. Such an epic song. Yeah. Great energy. Really great vocal performance in the bridge there. Great screaming. And I know this was something that I talked about for, I think it was in the last video that I had reacted to Heal the Hurt songs, that the production of this album, and especially for this song, like, it just does a really great job of giving you that raw metalcore feel, raw emotion. It feels like there's some distortion on the vocals a little bit, and there's this consuming kind of mix, like there's mixes in songs where everything is so perfect and you can absolutely hear everything perfectly within the mix and know how it's separated and everything. I think that there's something really beautiful about mixes that do blend and feel a little chaotic and feel like you're consumed in the mix a little bit. And this song definitely was another one that just felt like that was highlighted, where there's this chaos and the screams and the guitars kind of blend a bit with still the guitar tone cutting through, but like it just did a great job of creating chaos but emotion, and you feel it and you're consumed by it. And I love that. That's definitely something that when I'm listening to music, I'm looking for something like that. And when it's too perfect, you just don't get that. You just don't feel that. And I love that you feel that here with this song. Let's go ahead and check out the lyrics and see how this album is closing out. My joy from each day has passed away. Oof. When my sorrow fades to pain, I'll never get back to where I came. Now I drift into oblivion, cast my faith to the wayside. This pain will never subside. There's a war waged deep down inside my head between feeling defeated. The voices keep repeating, how can I press on ahead? I can't see where the road begins and ends. So again, this like feeling of kind of right back where we were in the first song, right? Of like drowning in the sorrow, suffocating on sorrow. It's like, even if when I put my faith in something, even when I put my trust in someone, the people, you know, like from the last song we just looked at, right? Even the people that I thought should have been the ones I could have trusted, they still let me down. And so my joy from each day has passed away. Sorrow fades to pain, never get back to where I came. That innocence, right? The innocence that you had never comes back, because now you know you can't trust the people you thought that you could trust, right? Drift into oblivion, cast my faith to the wayside, right? Just losing hope. Just that faith, knowing that there is hope, knowing that there could be something to put faith in, I'm putting it to the wayside because I just feel this pain. This pain will never subside. There's a war waged deep inside my head between feeling defeated. The voices keep repeating, how can you press ahead? So again, there's still the presented choice that I can move forward and I can move ahead, which we've already been encouraged to take. But man, it's so hard when you feel defeated. Man, it's so hard when you keep having hope and you keep getting let down. It is difficult. It feels fatiguing. It feels like you are defeated. So how can I press on ahead? Because I can't see where my road begins and ends. Like it, yeah. So we go on to this next part. In the end, this is the chorus, I think. In the end, I've been searching for answers. Again, right back to where we were in the first song, right? I think I found it. I've been searching for answers, but I can't find the light that guides me out of this void that's been trapped in my mind. Where do we find solace if we all disappear? This feeling of loneliness, why would you give me this? Oh, man. Yeah. So again, it's just kind of like right back to where we came from. Like there is a cycle, you guys. Like just because there are people, and I you know, there are people who are prone to this cycle more than others, but I think we all kind of feel it because we've all been let down by people and we've all been let down by ourselves. But there's this feeling of like, man, where does the road begin? Where does it end when you put your trust and then you get let down and you search for answers and it's not the answer and you still get stuck in this void of being trapped in your mind? So where do you find peace? How can you find peace? If one day we're going to die and this cycle just keeps repeating until we die, where is the peace? This feeling of loneliness, why would you give me this? Oof. It feels like for eternity, casted out into uncharted seas, filled with uncertainty. Now I feel a sense of urgency. I'm drained of all hope. There's no peace and no clarity. But I've been searching for answers, but I can't find the light that guides me out of this void. Same lyrics from before. It's been trapped in my mind. Will we all find solace or will we all disappear? This feeling of loneliness, why would you give me this? So drag me down. I welcome the emptiness, taunting, prying, breaking at the wounds. I won't break. I won't be your wounded vessel. These storms won't settle. If I were happy, would I be me, blinded by hopeless insecurity? Because I've been searching for answers, but I can't find the light that guides me out. Same lyrics before we find the solace would disappear. So we get the ending here. When I feel, so last lyrics of the album, right? When I feel I have nothing left, when I've given all I have to give, if this is this life the one I'm called to live, after it's all been said and done, I still find myself in loneliness. I'm done spiraling into regress. So, yeah. I think again, you know, guys, I talked about how much I love songs like this, and I love bands like this who write songs like this when it's coming from a place of wanting to sing the things that you struggle with and wanting to sing the things you know these people listening are going to want to sing and say. Like, these are real emotions that not just, you know, Trevor, if he's writing this, is feeling, or the band, but this is stuff that people feel on a daily basis. Trevor's talked with a lot of people. Trevor's worked with heart support. Like, these are emotions that people every single day, lots of people every single day feel. And so I love when we have songs that we can go to that connect. And I think that this was a really awesome choice of just like, I'm going to leave this album on connecting with those people and helping them to see that they're not alone in feeling this way. So crazy that, like, it's almost ironic because the song is called Alone and it's about feeling loneliness, but this is a feeling that so many people feel. And you can take this song and tell someone they're not alone, because even though we may feel this way and feel like we're alone, the truth is that we're actually not. There's so many of us that feel this way. There's so many of us who understand how it feels to feel this way, that you're actually not alone. And I think that that's a beautiful irony, because by not choosing to have this be such a hopeful ending, that might actually have made someone feel even more alone, to have ended this on a note of like either finding the answers or finding hope, or making this too much about, you know, slapping someone in the face with the Bible and scripture and all this stuff. Like, it's just saying, hey, if you feel this loneliness, if you feel like you're asking God, why would you give me this? Why would you, oh man, it's even so beautiful. Like, why would you put this feeling in me? Why did I go through all of this crap? Why did I go through all this stuff and feel what I feel right now? Why? Like, why would this happen? Why am I going through this endless cycle? Why am I feeling this pain? Why am I feeling this sorrow? Why do I feel so alone? And it's like God is saying, you went through all of that so that you could make this song and talk about how you feel so alone and make people feel like they're not alone. I'm going to use all of that. I'm going to use all of these feelings. I'm going to use everything that you've gone through, and I'm going to use it to help you see that you're not alone and help those other people to see that they're not alone. Yeah. I'm going to use that's why. And I don't know if that was the intention of like making this the last song, but again, like, there's just a beautiful irony about this song being so heavily about feeling alone, and yet it's going to connect with so many people, and it's going to help encourage so many people to realize that they're not alone. And it's its own answer to the question, why did you give me this feeling? It's its own answer. And if you even right here, right? These storms won't settle. If I were happy, would I be me? Like, if I were happy, it's the same NF, right? That song Happy from NF. You know, I don't know who I would be, and I don't even know if I would be where I am without me struggling with these things, right? Like God uses these things in our lives to help us become the people that we're meant to become. God uses these things in our lives to sanctify us and refine us and help us to have empathy for other people who are going through that kind of stuff. And yeah, that's the why. That's the why. It's hard to heal the hurt of someone who feels alone when you have not first experienced that yourself. And so you can come from a place of knowing what that feels like, and sitting next to someone and just being like, hey, you're not alone. I felt that way too. And I feel like as a band, that's what this band is. And I know that's Trevor's heart. I know that's a lot of people's heart, even in Christian music, but specifically Trevor's heart with this band. It's like, I'm going to come alongside you. This bird, this picture, right? If you feel this way, just know I felt that way too. And we can have hope, and we can heal the hurt. Let's heal that hurt together. Let's make sure we don't go on this journey alone. Let's make sure that we are in this chaos together and in this void together. And let's use these strong, seemingly endless cycles that were meant to break us, that were meant to consume us, that were meant to drown us. Let's use that as a catalyst to move forward together and continue living another day and continuing to fight to find meaning in the chaos, to find meaning with each other. And again, with all of that hand in hand with Trevor and who he is, and pointing to God and saying this is also something where it's like, God, we need your help to break the chains. We need your help, and we need you to save us and heal this hurt. But thank you, God, for at least helping us to share in these emotions and give us the ability to put this music out there to connect with people and all that stuff. So yeah, great job, man. Great album. Start to finish, every single song is impactful. Every single song has emotion. Every single song has its own different kind of energy. And like I said before, different flavors of metalcore. It really feels like there's a lot of influences here. And so it's been really cool to hear all of those songs and how it's come to life in this band and in this album. Whew. I don't think I got anything else to say. Yeah, just great job. And again, happy birthday, Trevor. Yeah, just great job with this. All right, guys. If you enjoyed today's video, you can do me a huge favor. You can leave this video a thumbs up. You can hit the subscribe button, and you can hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified when new videos arrive. And go ahead and let me know in the comments down below, man. What have you guys enjoyed about this album? What's your favorite song from the album? Yeah, just let's talk about it. And if you're struggling with something, I think I'm definitely going to say, get help that you need. Talk to somebody, talk to people who love you. If you need to talk to a counselor or a therapist, then you can do that. And I know that Trevor has a bunch of different resources that you can go to. And I know he's an advocate for so many of those things. Heart Support is one of them. But if you need to share something here in the comments, you can do that here too. If you're struggling with something, I feel like in the church, especially, Christians feel like they can't talk against other churches or people who have let them down, who maybe might be doing things behind closed doors that aren't exactly how the Bible teaches us to do things. Imperfections in the industry, in the Christian rock and metal industry, imperfections in how we treat each other, like all those things are there. And like I've said before, as we get closer to the end of the year with all the political tension that is being created, it can get really, easy to paint ourselves as enemies instead of trying to find ways to come together and understand each other and hear each other. And so let's make sure that we're people who do that. Let's make sure that we, amongst the chaos, right? Amongst the chaos and all of the craziness that's going to happen in the next couple of months, let's be people who are peacemakers. Let's be people who are going to be willing to hear anyone out and everyone out, and sit with people in their pain, sit with people in their hurt, and listen to awesome music in the process. So yeah, leave a comment down below. Let's talk about all that. And yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. One other awesome way that you can help support this channel is by supporting my band, Classic Disaster. We released an EP. You'll get a little teaser of one of the songs at the end of this video. But we've got our EP that came out, Too Blind to See. You can follow us on Instagram. You can follow us on Facebook. You can follow us on Spotify. One thing that honestly really helps is if you take our songs, all of the bands that I've reacted to, if you want to do this, what really helps us out is buying stuff. Obviously, like that would be super helpful. We've got a merch store. I'm sure a bunch of other bands have merch stores. But if you don't have money to spend on merch and all that stuff, if you throw our songs in a playlist, in your workout playlist, in your running playlist, in your studying playlist, whatever it is, honestly, all of those streams add up and they help us to cover things that like releasing the songs and all that stuff. So that would be a huge help. This is an easy way to support the band, support the channel, and support all that stuff. So yeah, guys, thank you for hanging out, and I will see you in the next video. Take care and have a beautiful rest of the day.